Alright folks, this is part 2 of new Coleman Day. We got a Sears on the bench that we picked up. In part 1, we kind of just took it apart a little bit, lubed it all up. Everything's moving now like it should. And gave it about 4 days to soak. And this was stuck. We're moving now. Took the check valve out. Cleaned it up. Focus. It wasn't bad, but we still gave it a little bath. History on this guy was used once, so I'm told, and parked for a while. Somebody borrowed it, came back, they'd broke the valve wheel off, welded on some all thread, and it's just been neglected. Sat in a wet shed, as far as I was told. Paint's gone. Everything from part 1. Took it apart a little bit. This was very stuck. It's free now. Filled it up with some white gas, a little bit of seafoam. Talked about how to use the check valve tool in video 1. So we're going to start by just putting that back in. Don't have to get crazy. I don't know if there's a torque spec. I don't know. 10, 15 pounds. Make it tight. But you don't have to smoke it. Got a little rag. Workbench is clean now. Cleanish. So, yep, this is moving now, which is good. Looked up today. Proper valve wheel is about $20. Old Coleman parts. We might buy it. Not right now. Perker valve is very clean. Moves real nice now. So we're going to put check valve stem back in. And there's a bunch of crud down in here. So that's back in. We want to put that in because I'm about to blow compressed air in here, and we just got that check valve assembly all cleaned up, and we don't want all that stuff to go back in there. So that's in. It's tight. Probably tighter than it needs to be. Let's see how this works. Oh, cleaned it right out. We're going to give this a little. Alright, just blew off all the dust and crust that was on the bottom of the cage here. This is the cage. This is the bail. And then we want to make sure this air tube's clean. Now, like I said, in part one, we're not tearing this down. We're not doing a frame off. We're not tearing it down all the way. So this is kind of like quick, fast, and dirty. We need to clean out this air tube. I'm going to put this pricker valve up so the loop is high. I'm going to plug this. And ideally what that's going to do is when I plug this and I blow in here, it's going to blow anything that is in here down. I don't think there's anything in there, but you never know. Now we're going to flip it. We're going to do the other side. I think it's clean. I shined a flashlight in here and looked in here, and there's nothing in here. It's pretty clean. Spider could have gotten up here. If it did, and blowing the air up here did not fix it, we're gonna have to go a little deeper. That's gonna make another installment of this saga. But pretty confident this should be good. I wrenched on this probably a little harder than you need to. I'm going to loosen it back up. The original leather pump cup, I've oiled it. Focus. It's pretty intact. It's looking pretty good. There was some gunk on it. I think I've got it pretty well cleaned off. Lots of 3-in-1 oil. I know not everybody likes that. Works for me. We'll see. We're gonna put it back in. It's nice and flared. So it's not straight, it's flared. That's just not going to focus. I think you could see the profile. It's like a V. So it's pretty hydrated. I'm not that worried about it. I am going to do another video where we are going to do a fuel cap seal replacement. And we are going to do a leather pump cup replacement, or any pump cup. So I put this backside in the hole. I'm just gonna maybe slide that up and in. This is moving. This is moving. We already put white gas and seafoam in this. It's been soaking for about 4 days. 3 or 4 days. Let's put the burner tubes back on. They look pretty good. They came right off. I'm going to put a little dab of oil on here, just the tiniest little bit, just to get this started. I don't know. I have no idea if this is going to run or not. Usually I just hand tighten these. This is moving. This is moving. So let's see if this will take a little pressure. Let's make sure you guys are in frame. So, to pump these up, if you're watching this, you're probably looking for some advice, and maybe you don't know how to use one of these pump assemblies. If you turn this clockwise, that is closed. This will move in and out. You can't pump the tank though. You got to break it open counterclockwise a little bit, put your thumb over the center here, and pump. Cap wasn't on all the way, so we were just leaking everything we were building up. I feel some resistance now, so we are building pressure. So, done clockwise. Don't put a wrench on it, it's just finger tight. This is knurled, that's all the traction you need. Let's see if we can hear this thing whoosh. That's good. We were able to pump it up. Hear the fuel. See a sputter? I'm going to shut this off before we flood. Now let's see if the cleaning rod, there's a brass rod in here. And this tube has a little hole in the top. And there's a little rod with a pricker on it that will close that. So if I open this now, it shouldn't do anything. Little bit. Closed. So every time you turn this, that pricker rod is cleaning the orifice that the fuel's coming out of. So that essentially kind of closes it off. And then you do this a couple of times and it cleans that orifice. So, it might be a little bold of me, but I want to tie some mantles onto this. Got a 4-pack here with 3 left. Perfect. I did not plan on doing this in this video. But that is okay. So so we're tying, let me get behind the camera here. Whoop. We're tying them on right on that groove. Not up on the tube. I know in video 1, part 1, probably emphasized that a little bit. But if you tie it up high, it will work. But you're going to lose your brightness, your lumens. So I'm going to put this on here. We're going to tie a square knot. I believe it's actually a double square knot. That's what the Boy Scouts call it. Could be wrong. I was not a Boy Scout, but I did used to go to Boy Scout camp with my little brother. And I remember Seeing Coleman lanterns there. And that's my memory. I thought they were cool. Didn't know nothing about them. I wasn't a Boy Scout. Nobody else seemed to really care. Everybody wanted to play with their Game Boys. I mean, I wanted to play with my Game Boy too, just not at camp. That was a school bus. At home. Alright. I tied these opposing. I don't think it matters. They're pretty mirrored. But I tied this one with the strings on this side, and I tied this one with the strings on this side. It makes me feel better. I'm gonna grab some scissors. We gotta clip our tails from our string ties. This is Runs with Scissors Ranch. I should always have a pair of these in my pocket, but I didn't. Throw those away. I haven't cleaned nothing. Haven't scrubbed on it. Haven't torn it all down. I don't know. It might still not run. This vent's gonna clean up. Ventilator. It's gonna clean up pretty well. Dirty. Oil and a rag. So, we'll see. Typically, when you test fire your new mantles, I don't like to have a globe on here, just in case something happens and you blow out the glass. Well, here we go. We're not going to do that on this video. Don't take my advice. Or do, but don't sue me. I've got a blue Sears here. The hell with it. This is one of my favorites. That's what that valve wheel is supposed to look like, folks. Not a piece of threaded rod welded on. This is a great lantern. I like running this. It's a lot of fun. It's not too clean. It's also got paint loss. It's just really fun to run in the woods. But we're gonna steal that glass. I'm gonna bring it over here. Burn these in outside. I have I've screwed up. I've burned these inside. I've kind of burned my throat a little bit. I don't know if it's going to hurt you or anything, but it's not worth the risk. Take it outside. Take it to a well-ventilated area. I'm in a very big workshop, and I'm kind of avoiding this. I don't know if you can see it. It's smoking. There we go. It's that easy every time. Nope. Nope. Not at all. Let's see. That's not bad. That is not bad. I will take that. This is the fast and dirty. I think it's gonna run. This is what I did. I did not know if it was or wasn't. This could have been very embarrassing because at the end of this video, I could have needed to do a lot more work. I could have had to turn that light back on. I could have had to have taken all of it apart, cleaned this out. The generator could have been bad. It's very common. Generators are rebuildable. It's cheaper than buying a new one. But once this didn't cost anything to do, really. I had a couple of manholes on here. If you buy the manholes from the cheap ones off Amazon, which actually are arguably better than the Coleman ones, you have nothing into this. A lot of Walmarts currently have mantles as of early 2023. 94 cents, I think, for a 4-pack. So, you know, 50 cents to try it this way. And, you know, it's just fun. Kind of roll the dice, see what happens. I might use this tonight, out back. Sun's getting close to going down. Might have to do a little work back in the woods. And, well, if that's the case, I'm going to take this one. I will probably also take a backup that is a known good. But, this is a really nice 228 chrome. Tank's not right, or cap's not right. Pricker valve, somebody put a wrench on here because I got stuck. But this thing runs great. See a little spurker. But yes. This was fun. This was cheap. It really, over 2 days, if I wasn't making a video, this thing would have taken me probably a total of 15 minutes to get it running. Just get in, dig my heels down and get through it. Probably 10 minutes one day, 5 minutes another day. So, if this didn't work, oh yeah, I would absolutely tear this down. I am, at this point, I'm calling this a successful runner. There might be a part 3 where I actually clean on it, tear it down a little bit more, further, give the patina here a little spit shine. That's probably coming. I'm not getting crazy with it though. I really don't think I'm gonna change this out. I am gonna, well, here we go. I got a little sanding stone here. This is really sharp. Chances of you ever seeing this are slim. But there we go. Not too sharp now. You'll see a lot of oddball utilitarian repairs on these. People loved these. Not this one, from what I'm told. But I've seen some bizarro stuff. I've seen old there were other companies that made Coleman's. One of them was AGM. AGMs were really thin, and if you pumped it too much, you'd crack the tank. I have one. It's not handy, but this is all tar because somebody really loved it and or needed that lantern to work. So instead of getting a new one or fixing it the right way, which was probably buying a new one, they dipped the whole thing in road tar or roofing tar. Not sure. It works. It pumps up, it holds pressure. I'm scared to run it. If your tank's cracked, don't run it. Even if it's dipped in tar, don't run it. It can leak out, and if that fuel hits this and then goes back into there, you've got a pressure bomb. Don't run it. I've ran that AGM once outside just to see if it worked. It did. Now it sits on a shelf. So, love seeing how people wrenched on these. A lot of people, if you're in the Midwest and you have an Amish community, they'll put, I think they're called Schrader valves for bike tires on here. I have one where someone brazed a bike tire valve stem on the tank, and it's not pretty. I actually want to get that lantern going. I've not been brave enough to attempt it. Looks like popcorn coming off the tank into a Schrader valve. I'm sure somebody will let me know if I'm wrong. It's not the expensive bike valve. It's like the Walmart tire stem. Yeah, this thing, it's running. It might be losing pressure somewhere. It just seems to keep taking it. We could dunk test this in water. I will probably do a video on that soon. I do have a military lantern that I would like to repair. It has a crack. Because somebody overpressurized it. Assuming. So we will have a video on that in the near future. It could be that gasket. It could be this check valve. I don't know. I do not know where it's losing pressure or even really if it is. I gotta just let this one burn in. Don't touch this, it's hot. Yeah, I'm very happy with this little lantern. It's mostly working as it should. Probably use a little more lube on this cleaning rod, pricker valve. But that is, it shuts down, it comes back on. I don't have to play with it. The generator must be real clean. Generators, like I said, are rebuildable. Kind of rolled the dice on this one, threw 50 cents worth of mantles on here. Big investment, but I was pretty confident. It was clean on the inside. Guys,